Hello, my beautiful intuitive souls. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I want you to know that you were guided to this exact space, at this exact moment, for a very specific reason. There are no accidents in the universe, and there is certainly no coincidence that this particular message found its way onto your screen today. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale all of that pure restorative energy, and exhale any tension, any lingering doubt, any residual anxiety that you have been carrying in your heart. Spirit has been nudging me all day, like heavily nudging me, to sit down and channel this specific message. The energy around this reading is so intensely heavy, yet incredibly clarifying. It feels like a massive storm has just passed, and the clouds are finally breaking. We are diving deep into a profoundly transformative theme today. Your absence taught them the lesson they refused to learn. Spirit is showing me a situation where you had to make the excruciatingly painful decision to walk away. You had to physically, emotionally, and energetically remove yourself from someone's life, because your presence alone was no longer enough to wake them up. They were taking you for granted, they were sleeping on your value, and they were refusing to evolve. But let me tell you, your absence became the ultimate masterclass they never wanted to enroll in. Before we dive into the depths of this energy, I want to give my quick reminder to please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is a general, timeless reading, tapping into the collective consciousness. Trust your own beautiful intuition to filter out exactly what is meant for your highest good. If a detail doesn't perfectly align with your specific situation, just let it flow past you. The core frequency of this message, however, is meant for you. Now, let's get into it because wow, Spirit has a lot to say. Listen to me closely, beautiful soul. I need to take you back for a moment. Spirit is pulling me so deeply into your past with this person, and I can literally feel the exhaustion in my chest. For the longest time, you were the one carrying the connection. You were the anchor, the healer, the ultimate giver. You poured from a cup that was dangerously close to empty, hoping, praying, and believing that your love, your patience, and your endless understanding would be the catalyst for their growth. You saw their potential. You looked past their flaws, their unhealed trauma, and their massive ego, and you saw the beautiful, capable soul hiding underneath all that armor. But they fought you, didn't they? They fought your light. Every time you tried to have a mature conversation, every time you tried to set a gentle boundary, or every time you simply asked for the bare minimum of respect and reciprocity, you were met with a brick wall. They projected their insecurities onto you. They made you feel like you were asking for too much, when in reality you were asking the wrong person for the absolute minimum. I need to validate your pain right here, right now. You were not crazy. You were not too sensitive, and you were absolutely not asking for too much. Spirit wants you to know that you were operating on an entirely different frequency. You were vibrating in this beautiful, divine Empress or Emperor energy, and they were stuck in this low-vibrational, stagnant, unevolved state. You were dealing with someone who was terrified of the mirror you held up to them. Your sheer presence forced them to look at their own darkness, their own shortcomings, and their own unhealed wounds. And instead of doing the work, instead of rising to your level, they tried to drag you down to theirs. But you were spiritually protected. Do you realize that? The universe watched you try. The universe watched you cry yourself to sleep, feeling completely drained and unappreciated. And eventually your spiritual team, your ancestors, your guides, the angels stepped in. They triggered a massive tower moment. They forced you into a dark night of the soul, not to punish you, no. They did it to save you. They had to break your heart to save your soul. They gave you the strength, that agonizing but necessary strength, to finally pack up your energy and leave. Walking away felt like tearing off a limb, but it was the most divinely guided, self-loving act you could have ever committed. You chose yourself. And in doing so, you initiated a massive energetic shift that changed the course of both of your lives forever. And this brings us directly into the core of today's message. Okay, wow, the energy I am picking up on from their side is almost suffocating. It is thick with regret, heavily laced with nostalgia, and deeply entrenched in a sudden, violent spiritual awakening. The theme is crystal clear. Your absence taught them the lesson they entirely refused to learn while you were right there in front of them. While you were there, they had a safety net. They knew that no matter how poorly they behaved, no matter how much they neglected the connection, you would always be there to soften the blow. You were their emotional comfort blanket. But the second you completely withdrew your energy, when you cut the cord, went no contact, and took your glorious light with you, their entire world plunged into absolute darkness. Spirit is showing me this person in deep hermit mode. They are isolated, even if they are surrounded by people. You see, your silence was the loudest, most deafening sound they have ever heard. In the beginning of the separation, their ego might have told them they were fine. They might have tried to distract themselves, maybe going out, maybe surrounding themselves with superficial company, trying to fill the massive, gaping void you left behind. But that didn't last long. The universe stepped in and said, absolutely not. You are going to sit in this. Right now, they are experiencing the painful, agonizing death of the ego. They are replaying every single interaction, every argument, every time you looked at them with tears in your eyes, begging them to understand. The realization has hit them like a freight train. They lost the best thing that ever happened to them. They are literally waking up in the middle of the night, reaching out for an energy that is no longer there. Your absence forced them to mature. They are finally doing the shadow work they actively ran away from when you were together. They are looking at their own toxic traits, their avoidant tendencies, and their selfish behaviors, and they are utterly disgusted with themselves. They realize now that you weren't nagging. You were nurturing. You weren't demanding. You were leading them toward a better version of themselves. They recognized that you were the ultimate prize, the rare, one-in-a-million soul that people spend lifetimes searching for. They are experiencing a profound spiritual shift. The universe is showing them synchronicities of you everywhere. They hear a song. They see a car that looks like yours. They see angel numbers that remind them of your birth date. They cannot escape the haunting reality of what they threw away, the profound spiritual maturity they have suddenly gained. It was bought and paid for by the pain of losing you. They had to lose you to understand your value. Your absence was the exact medicine they needed to cure their arrogance. But let's shift the focus back to where it truly belongs, on you, you powerful, magnificent being. How is this transforming your daily life? Because Spirit is showing me that while they are drowning in the consequences of their actions, you are ascending. You are floating above the chaos. Walking away made you insanely powerful. When you took your energy back, you didn't just heal. You leveled up in ways that are actually intimidating to the people around you. You stepped out of the role of the martyr and straight into the throne of the high priestess, the Queen of Wands, radiating independence, fierce boundaries, and unapologetic self-worth. You are going to notice, or you are already noticing, massive blessings flowing into your life right now. Because you cleared out that stagnant, toxic, heavy energy, the universe finally has the space to deliver what you actually deserve. I am seeing incredible shifts in your financial reality. New opportunities, career advancements, and sudden windfalls of abundance are making their way to you because your frequency is no longer weighed down by someone else's unhealed baggage. You are stepping into a reality of profound, undeniable peace, the kind of peace that cannot be disturbed by external drama. You wake up feeling lighter. Your skin is clearing, your aura is glowing, your intuition is sharper than it has ever been. You are becoming the absolute standard. You have become the one that got away, the mythological figure in their life story. But the most beautiful part of this reward is your utter detachment. You are reaching a point where you don't even need their apology to feel validated. You know your worth. You know what you brought to the table. If they never speak another word to you, you know deep down in your soul that you won. You won the breakup, you won the karmic cycle, and you won your own freedom. You are standing in your ultimate truth, realizing that their inability to love you right was a reflection of their own brokenness, not a reflection of your unlovability. Before we dive into the heavy, heavy karma that is unfolding behind the scenes for this person and anyone else who has ever doubted you, I want to take a brief, natural pause. If you are feeling this energy, if this message is resonating deeply with your soul and validating your journey, please hit that like button right now. It helps this specific frequency reach the exact people who desperately need to hear it today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and join our beautiful, growing spiritual family. We are building a high-vibrational community here, and I would be honored to have you as a part of it. And for those of you who feel called to support the channel on a deeper level, I am so incredibly grateful for any energetic exchange. You can support this space via a super thanks of $10, $20, or $30. or consider joining our channel memberships for exclusive, behind-the-scenes content and deeper spiritual deep dives. Your support allows me to continue channeling these messages and keeping this energetic exchange alive. Thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart. Now, let's get back into this intense reading because Spirit is dropping the hammer on the Justice card. Let me tell you about the Justice card showing up loudly right at the center of your energetic spread. The universe does not play about you. Let me repeat that, so it sinks into your subconscious. The divine does not play games when it comes to you, your heart, and your spiritual path. You are heavily, heavily protected by a legion of ancestors, angels, and spirit guides who are actively clearing your path with a flaming sword. We need to talk about karma, because it is actively being served right now. The universe is delivering absolute, divine justice. For a long time, it felt like you were the only one suffering. It felt unfair. You wondered, why do I have to go through all this pain while they just get to walk away unscathed? Why do they get to move on while I am left picking up the shattered pieces of my heart? Spirit is saying, look again. You are seeing the polished surface, but the universe sees the rotting foundation. Their karma is exact and it is customized. Their loudest karma is your absence. Every time they try to move on, every time they try to replace you or fill your shoes with someone else, it fails miserably. The replacements are hollow, the new connections are shallow. No one else feels like home to them because you are their spiritual home. They are experiencing the boomerang effect of every single tear you cried over them. And this doesn't just apply to this specific person. Spirit wants you to know that anyone who has crossed any toxic exes, fake friends, envious family members, or people who doubted your light and tried to dim your shine, they are all facing severe, undeniable energetic consequences. They are watching you rise, watching you glow up, watching you succeed effortlessly, and it is tearing them apart inside. Your success is your greatest revenge, and your silence is your most lethal weapon. Your spiritual team wants you to rest in the knowing that the scales have been balanced. The debts have been paid. You no longer have to carry the heavy burden of resentment, anger, or the need to prove yourself. You don't have to lift a single finger, draft a single text, or explain your side of the story to anyone. The universe is doing the heavy lifting for you. God, Spirit, the universe, whatever you choose to call that higher power is fighting your battles in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. You are encased in a golden shield of divine protection, and absolutely no weapon formed against you will ever prosper. As we bring this incredibly intense, beautiful energy to a close, Spirit is giving me a very specific time frame regarding the physical manifestation of this energetic shift. Over the next 3 to 6 months, you are going to see tangible proof of everything we just discussed. You are going to witness your own life expanding in breathtaking ways. New love, new wealth, unshakable confidence, and you will likely receive undeniable confirmation of their regret. Whether it's a sudden apology message out of the blue, a confession from a mutual friend, or an intuitive download that confirms their desperation, you will know. But the beauty of it is, by the time they are finally ready to offer you what you deserved from day one, you will be so highly elevated, so deeply at peace, that it won't even matter to you anymore. You will simply smile, wish them well from a distance, and continue building your glorious empire. Beautiful soul, I am sending you so much love, so much healing light, and infinite blessings. May your path be clear. May your heart remain open to the beautiful things you actually deserve. And may you forever recognize the sheer magnitude of your own power. If you know someone who is going through a tough separation and needs to hear this exact validation, please share this video with them. It might be exactly the sign they've been praying for. Take care of yourselves, protect your sacred energy, and I will see you in the next reading. Goodbye for now.